The forest had a reputation that no hiker in their right mind would ignore. Locals whispered of twisted trees, of shadows that moved against the light, and of a cold wind that carried whispers of the lost. Yet, when the early morning sun spilled over the hills, 5 friends, Alex, Mara, Simon, Jenna, and Leo dismissed the warnings as superstition. They were seasoned hikers, used to rough terrain, and this forest, with its thick canopy and tangled undergrowth, promised adventure, not death. Their boots crunched over a carpet of dead leaves as they entered the forest. A mist curled around. The roots of gnarled oaks, making the world beyond the first clearing invisible. The forest swallowed sound. Birdsong was muted, and even the wind seemed hesitant, as if it feared disturbing something ancient and sleeping. Alex led the group, boasting about his impeccable sense of direction. Behind him, Mara recorded the journey on her camera, laughing nervously at every shadow that darted through the corner of her eye. By midday, the sun had disappeared entirely, trapped behind the dense canopy. The group stumbled upon an old trail, marked by moss-covered stones. Each stone seemed etched with strange runes, lines that twisted and curved unnaturally. Simon bent over to examine them. "Looks like someone's old markings," he said, brushing his fingers across the cold surface. "Maybe it's just a memorial or some tribal symbol." But the air grew heavier with every step they took along the trail. A faint smell of decay clung to the underbrush, and the shadows deepened unnaturally. Jenna shivered. "It's weird. How quiet it's gotten. No birds, no insects. It's like the forest is holding its breath." Hours passed, or maybe only minutes' time seemed to bend and stretch within the forest. The trees loomed closer, their twisted limbs reaching for the hikers like clawed hands. Every few steps, the trail seemed to fork, only for the friends to find themselves inexplicably back at the same moss-covered stone. Panic began to creep in. Then came the whispers. At first, just a rustle of leaves, a sound that could have been imagination. But then it grew soft voices murmuring in a language none of them understood. The whispers spoke their names, calling them deeper into the forest. Mara's camera caught glimpses of movement, something pale and fleeting darting between the trees. Leo tried to laugh it off, but his voice trembled. "Guys, maybe we should turn back." Turning back was impossible. No matter which way they ran, the path behind them seemed to vanish, swallowed by the mist and shadows. The forest had claimed them already. By nightfall, they had realized the truth. This was no ordinary forest. It was alive. It watched. And it fed. Asterix night fell like a shroud, thick and suffocating. The friends huddled near a gnarled tree, its roots curling like skeletal fingers. The whispers persisted, now a constant murmuring that seemed to echo from the shadows themselves. Alex clutched his flashlight, the weak beam trembling as it scanned the darkness. "I think we're lost," Jenna said, voice barely above a whisper. The others nodded, but even as they tried to retrace their steps, the forest refused to let them leave. Paths twisted and looped, trees shifted subtly when unobserved, and the air thickened as though it was alive. Suddenly, Leo froze. "Look," he hissed. Shadows flickered between the trees' figures. Faces, eyes, too many eyes, all staring. The shapes vanished when anyone focused directly on them. Simon laughed nervously, but it sounded hollow, unconvincing. "It's just our imagination. Stress makes you see things, but imagination didn't make the ground shiver beneath their feet, or the roots twist like serpents to trip them. Mara's camera recorded the movement distorted shapes, pale and elongated, flitting. At the edge of the frame, whispers became words. Stay, forever. Join us. The forest was speaking, and it was hungry. Hours passed, but no dawn came. The friends were exhausted, their fear palpable. Then the forest attacked. Branches slashed at them, vines coiled around ankles, and the shadows stretched to engulf them. Panic took over. One by one, they screamed and ran, but the forest responded, guiding them deeper into its heart. By the time they stopped, trembling and panting, Alex realized with horror that they were standing in a clearing of dead trees. In the center, the earth was churned like the forest had teeth. Something moved beneath the soil. A low, guttural whisper seeped from the roots. You belong here. Mourning or what passed, for it brought no relief. The mist clung to their hikers' clothes, chilling them to the bone. They had no idea how far they'd gone, no landmarks, only the oppressive presence of the forest around them. Jenna screamed first. Mara spun her camera around. Alex's heart sank. The ground where Jenna had stood moments ago was empty. No footprints. No sign of struggle. Just gone. What the hell? Simon whispered. Panic set in. We have to stick together. But the forest had other plans. Each step seemed to dissolve the path behind them. Whispers morphed into laughter, low and sinister. Figures darted between the trees, just out of reach. Every attempt to flee led them deeper into a labyrinth of roots and shadows. Leo tripped and fell into a hollow. When he looked up, the others were gone. The forest had swallowed them. The canopy above writhed as if alive, casting flickering shadows. That looked like writhing faces. Time became meaningless. Hunger gnawed at them. Exhaustion blurred reality. And the whispers became voices, marking, coaxing, and finally commanding. The forest wanted them to surrender, and slowly, one by one, they succumbed. Alex stumbled into a massive clearing. The air was heavy, almost viscous. Trees bent unnaturally toward the center, where a hollow pulsated like a living maw. The whispers were deafening now, chanting his name, drawing him closer. Shadows detached from trunks, coiling around the earth like smoke, forming shapes of the missing friends. Alex, join us, they hissed. He realized the forest didn't kill it, consumed, transformed. Those lost weren't dead, they were part of it, trapped in its eternal hunger. Desperate, he tried to run, but the trees shifted, closing. Around him, branches reached out, cold and sinewy, tearing at his clothes. The hollow at the center opened wider, beckoning. He fell to his knees, heart hammering, the whispers filling his mind. Stay, forever. The sun never returned. Alex's screams echoed futilely through the endless dark. The forest, alive and patient, enveloped him completely. His body vanished into the soil, leaving no trace. The whispering ceased for a moment, as if savoring the new addition. Somewhere, beyond, in the world of light, the forest remained a trap for the curious, a predator, patient and eternal. No one who entered returned unchanged. And beneath its twisted canopy, whispers waited, ever hungry, calling new names into the darkness. The haunted forest claimed its next victims, silent, eternal, insatiable,